Hello. Waste to wealth. How Ghana's garbage and farm refuse can become a money-making machine. How we can turn farm refuse and garbage to become money-making machine. But before that, me per se, your humble condolence to the, family na omolusu omo heroes no. Enye omunku na lusu. The whole Ghana ana yelusu mpanimfoɔ atitire te sɛ wɔn kwa na wɔn kɔ no na wɔn kɔ akɔyɛ adwuma ama yɛ man no unfortunately antimi ama saa but yɛbɔ mpa yɛ srɛ de sɛ yɛhia akodorofo te sɛ wɔn a nsuo mu ewia mu osu mu ɔman ne hia wɔn a wɔn bɛsɔre aka sɛ wɔn bɛkɔ akɔyɛ ade abɔ ɔman no timisra wɔbɔ mpa yɛ na wɔbɔ mpa yɛ akae anuanom a ɔmahwere ɔmo agya ɔmo na ɔmo ofa ɛna ɔmo busuafo nyinaa ɔman pani nso so ɛne n'abadwafo nyinaa so no onyame nhyɛ mɔden na montumi ntɔnkɔ so wɔ dwumadi a modie amen abusuafo ɛnɛ dɛ hwɛ ɛna wanka sɛ yɛka asɛm ho no bi kwa obiara ni hɔ a wobusa no Ghana sɛ opese wo yeye a onka nje se obega se so opese yeye ye nyina ye pese yeye ye nyina ye pese sika ne bi enya sika na egu despite account mo no sika na egu dankote account mo no sika na egu openi mpenimfo enka ze kodwo sapon ene kasaprekomu account mo no ye nyina ye nya bi epe but ye yire fi se to make money no we need to solve a problem. To make money, we need to solve a problem. Sadie we no, ena ama menu mi no, yentimi nya sika nto yibotom. Enti ne program no, yenwie program no, na wati ne bi aso a, se na wo nanti a, wo be nanti different. Ma menya example, wo a watu kwanda, wafa praying da, uhu ade we say yewo nkraman a ya hyeda atraining wo mu a omu wo airport omu wo borders omu dia ne se obu wo ho a wo hwehwea enipa bebia yedi se nipa hye bag mu a obetima kye no se de duro bi nso na ahye bag mu a o yebetima obetimi ehu se yedi sika even sika kora na ye paper kora no ehye bag mu a ye training kraman yo mutimi ayi saade ne ba okay ade ntina me yisu kraman the same kraman na se ye natural disaster bi te se earthquake a yetimi ye training kraman o mo so no o mo kɔ ne nam dan na ebubu ogu na egugu bebrebe no o mo nnamu o mo timi detect hu se aha enipa hye ha aha enipa nkwan hye ha enti basa na ebase na o mo timi sebu nipa bebrebe okay adintra if you say menu mi no obi entraining ye se ye di eni ebe hu opportunity die ye di eni hu menu mi no en se ye hu problems menu mi no ye hu problem but problem no eyade a ye hu no se de be ye beka se eyasomedi ahyede se wo na ye saade no nemom enye menu mi no enti se wo se ye asomesi ahyede de a na ye obi do ti se wo ne be solve sa problem dia enie that person na obe solve problem so do ti se obenya se sika na eba sane mo ye neme bia moma yenti ase se to make money no you have to solve the problem and enti no se won se obi e de nema so na wokọ na oboa na de ko wi na mama osika what solve the problem mama no and the more we solve problem no the more na we dey making money ubetima solve problem ama the little community a wom nipa be tempe omo osika wakọ East Legon ubetima solve problem ama wo mo immediately na be solve sa problem no omo de sika bebrebe ne begu botum but ubetima solve problem ama the whole town wa wotim and kitten one Ghana no ube say dey enso so bebre osika enti refuse na garbage na ye farm ayi na ye gu ye mamu na emre ye no eno ho asem ye beka obia say Bastor boys ene omasha sinenti sa ene hwede omunam from 10 years to come no obeka Bastor boys no obeka na different way bio yebema openi first akwaba Mr. First mpacho ye mo akwaba
yeah. Mr. Charles, that's it. I hope so. Be out here.
Yami adom ye ho ye openi na mpacho so e.
Yami adom. Ye chia. Ubia was to be so.
Ebusiafo so eje oso. Ebusiafo eje oso. And before say yebema Mr. First ashase na wa introduce a topic na amaye no. Me pese me sere wo se sene no first na obi share so sia subscribe my na like video no na ya video bebrebe so e beboa we inspire wo books wa Mr. First actually so ho sustainable agriculture farm practices e wo ho ejedo nso so de how to farm in Ghana with that government need in the need of government and as a bank in so hwehwe kira kwan ne beboa farm to ankasa moma yenhye enedwumede na se nyame nhyira se wakreke so moma yenhye video no so me da wase obeni last 2 weeks yakasa fa farm loss ho na farm loss no yakasa fa ye no ne yetime hu se yegitum ye nyina gitum se no kore Ghana yelusu every year bia no yelusu farm produce bebrebe but na trans here will say the same farm produce na ye lose no ye betime lose there but ye betime so turning into money machine still right it is when me adwen there ene mesrew said the wote ase e wo book mu no sustainable no fa ye kom na ye because they say word na ye wure mu no a sustainable word with that sustainable no edin say obetime ade akwani me da say
yo Mr. Medase Mr. Charles na etia ebusiafo a wo so nyina nyame enka mo ho I hope that you'll be here. In the your pese kasafa farm waste na kwan you be to me the waste afar so be profitable to the farmer and also to the environment. Yeah. So it is not always about the farmer. Sometimes we also want to think about how our activities impact the locality then so now say you can't farm waste we better say what is farm waste so now farm waste I am find say unwanted and I say discarded materials are war agricultural activity a produce and no say no maybe a own then when the engine home and I say pay after say we harvest or product so na yebe group into two. What we call organic waste. Na inorganic waste. So now say you count organic waste one of it in crop residues. In fact, say the leaves, na straw you produce the stalks of the plant. So would you corn ne stack udua sugarcane rice wheat udua sa na sa stacks ni na no a waste so but how do we use it beka ho asem so any organic waste one organic waste is your manure so manure no feces no na urine na bedding material from livestock example so we will be wo keep pigs, poultry, cattle, sheep, goat. Some manure na produce no nyina no obetumi use profitably. So na your food waste. food waste damaged or unsold crops are, in fact, say vegetable and I say fruit are essay na wentumi ayɛ dɛn wentumi antɔn. So now young fans say green waste. Ebi wɔ hɔ a ɛwɔ sɛ ɔkɔ na ɔkɔ trimme wo tomato say ɛwɔ sɛ ɔprune tomatoes no. So o pepper sometimes ɛwɔ sɛ ɔprune nti saa waste ni na no sɛ woyɛ obi a grass ɛwɔ o farm a wodɔ a saa clippings no ni nyinaa ka or friend saa green waste ne ho. Na slaughterhouse waste. So ukun aboa ni waste no. Na silage. So you can silage in green forage. Ni na can organic waste ne ho. So na inorganic waste no ebetumi aye agrochemical containers. Unso bu o a o use chemicals pa ntino okoto chemicals and then wakoto we but ni na no ewo containers mu. How do you recycle the containers? And I say, obasanso use any hazard to the environment, and I say, be profitable to you. So, and so you're then, and so now your packaging materials, plastics, cardboards, and other containerized materials. Now, Nyasisia, I one of the major problems here, agricultural plastics. It was we used to offer plastic mulch. So plastic mulch, say, edu maybe we use no first and second year, third year now, person change year. So mulch, then I'll be any problem to the environment. So now our friend then other materials I don't know like livestock waste, processing waste, and general waste. So into no na me person me my background the type of waste that you file. So but say you talk about how to use the waste now. Me free be the three R. So the 3R: reduce, reuse, and recycle. So reduce, reuse, and then recycle. Into waste be our generating. You have to think about the 3Rs. How can I reuse the waste? How can I reduce the waste? And how can I recycle the waste? Send your any problem, Emma, na any problem, Emma or friend, other people within the locality. Na yawo ekwanya ubetumi afa so a ube used to waste na aboa. There are a lot of them. But I'm going to talk about just 5. Mimi feel say a very, very important. Farmers, small farmers can easily get into it and use it. So, one year, of friend, composting. Say composting, they can't once in the brain. Composting is a natural process where organic materials are turned into usable material. So it's natural process. Who harvesting your man na piling go one section na uja or hokra na for a certain period of time. No, sa waste ni na be decomposed through microorganisms activities. Be breaking it down and it becomes a usable material. You'll be a winning composting, you can make a lot of money out of that.
Wow.
Because you can set up a composting station. So very easy to do. The only thing is we're making sure you are making turnings to facilitate the composting process. Some of them can take naturally. So what we call hot composting and cool composting. So into the cool compost maybe ubeja or mother nature. And then no one where man kasa ebe decompose. But it can take about a year before you get the product. Now the hot one, the hot type of composting, I don't know, you have intentionally, so you have intentionally piled the organic materials, send a heat generate. So heat be generated. Now heat ni generate here, it to me a compost to materials. So in the I maybe one time we'll spend a lot of time and talk about composting process. A process be as we a farmer now, you know how to do it. You can make a lot of money.
Wow.
You can package it, you can sell it to greenhouse producers. You can sell it to the nursery, or more a nursery, a ton, or friend, all type of nursery. Or here that kind of compost, because compost, the end product of the compost, one thing else here when he said it kills all pathogens that are harmful, and then also kills every weed seeds. Into a clean. So a clean, and it doesn't contain a lot of materials that udria woman ever hygiene. So composting is one of the areas that are able to me I offering them in your money from. And then the other one, I may person make some composting in crowd here with different types. Example, for me composting, go to my or friend manure casting, go to my other type of composting. As later see in timer, able to me, I can want some ye pa kwechi. Now the other one I want to talk about me or friend then biogas production. So we are all been talking about our friend alternative energy. We will be over remote area and as over out of the grid. So now we will be our person will be spending too much money on liquefied petroleum gas. So
yeah,
sa biogas production. Me fan say who raise pigs, who raise cow, and I say sheep. So a mobile product wobɛtumi use digesters de generate methane a ɛbɛma gas a wobɛtumi ayɛ ɔnneɔma a wopɛ sɛ ɔde yɛ biara.
na sɛ wohia koraa sɛ ɔbɛtena kurom na wanya saa akɔ ayusu gas nyɛ dade.
Dabi. So people are doing it. I have seen a lot of videos where people are using their animal byproduct to generate gas to cook their food. So a very simple. They have a digester. Be a water digester. They see how just generate that methane gas. Emma just to a friend get your gas and use it to cook. So so you'll be will generate that much of waste. That is one area. So I'll go to me. I concentrate on. You can even capture the methane into a cylinder. So I'm a from to me a use. That is one area. So again, maybe along the line, time be man, you be to me talking about biogas production and what goes into it. A anaerobic process where you don't need any organism or any oxygen. So into so in anaerobic bacteria that compost they work to generate that heat. Into that heat turn into methane and no will use a day a cookie of food and I say maybe up it is there. It is very simple. You don't need any specialized somebody to kind of do it. You can study it, you can do it on your farm, and it is very, very, very simple.
Yeah, the okay, I'm gonna be simple. One video be a share Kenya ni baby. Or you should 1 acre land. 1 acre land, or you should say compost no or name one, and one of the Indian, and one of the heating issue. And or the light crown so
Right.
account.
Right.
That means bibi anywhere useless.
Yeah, a closed system. Internet makers as a farmer, you think a system. How can I close my farm? In other words, what I mean is near your farm hobiano is interconnected. Nothing goes waste. So we benefit way, now we benefit way, now we benefit way. Until at the end of the day, no, it's a type of closed system. Everything is working and benefiting you as a farmer. So, but one thing is that sometimes you can produce so much that you can't even use it yourself. It's a honest kind of one. Because I methane you can once a gas you can once me. So to make generating more. So you can sell it. Or friend liquefied petroleum gas.
Yeah.
You can sell it within the community. So it's an alternative energy. Very simple to do. Lucky for us, online, they have digesters that are specifically designed to do that work. It has all better be EDC file. Now we make sure so every day, our friend manure waste no then echo. So the good thing about it is that whilst you are using the waste, it generate heat, So the end product, so a manure. Which may use manure so they are here or friend or file. So into nothing goes waste. Into one is composting, two is biogas production. Another one I'm ever said make one say manure generation. So now no fertilizer, we are using a lot of fertilizer. Recently, now me share one say Morocco donated bunch of fertilizers to Ghana. So now I'm saying, hey, look at all these fertilizers are Ghana for. So we are going to use it to produce food, right? I'll not say a bad. So but if you are somebody that is health conscious, if you are somebody that is sustainability conscious, compost is one area we focus on. Because we generate a friend manure, right? We generate it from your animal farming. They are very good source of nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus. This primary nutrient. So nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus, and other micro element sustain the plant growth. Until you will not need to buy any synthetic fertilizers for your product. Poultry manure, for example, goat, sheep, pigs, so and especially even so will be our rabbit generating manure.
Yeah, omo Johnson no ye pa.
Oh, ahakra Johnson no kra no omo nkrofo ton wo omo bottle no moton.
Wow.
Me find say 1 gallon bottle, then they are selling it. So, but Ghana, I think we haven't gotten to that point where we can utilize some of these things for our benefit.
But that means say no, and then me pursue you say mathematics say and you say lucky niema. Ye lucky resource, but ye lucky or clarity. Because ye chance will be in kwashasiye. Na ye nye ye nkosuan ye bi. But that person now no be shasiye no. Wonya ne momentum ni wi na. Kama wo nto no okoda dada.
No koda
No official system nim. It is said Dangote no. Enye cement ni major focus say. Cement ni dey abeye yi bi a roll over of profit never. But baby o sad ni akwohye. Until say wo pese wo chase cement ya anaso pese wo chase sani man na. E wo say ni na obi ani nso no wo choose sell be dey. Wo go through that path no.
Yeah. Say last now, Mr. Du, I think Mr. Du can say nowadays, poultry manure has become a gold. Now,
It's true.
So, Intini say, we are broiler production farmer. Let me use broilers because broiler never, and I say layers. Layers, you have to clean and friend litter the whole place. In this manure is cow. So money sika. So we a farmer, you don't just concentrate on one thing. Where that close or friend a farming system that make over benefit it out. Now, our friend pigs. Instead pigs, every day I was clean him now, wash him now. They need to unya slurry, right? Unya liquid liquid now be channel no. Ako one area. So into the bones I beg a kind of reservoir be. Into the bia na or friend and waste near then. A start waste a very good. A manual good to me a use for your crops. So able to make use for your crops. Nowadays, people are capturing our friend the rabbit urine. Also, ma constructed the our friend the hatch, in a way I wanted to so able to me a channel nakugu or friend then a basin. Into a is separated from the feces. To bones a kugu basin in no more bottle or no more tongue. So we have to be very innovative, and because nina fertilizers. Now, cow manure is also good. The only thing is make sure the heat is out. So
okay.
Next I could use fresh now it is going through the composition. Now bet me burn or planting it. Just make sure the heat is out. Now what
yeah, I feel my adwene say first because ye nantini kope mango sa na ye hia mfuru ni na omo de omo emwa na ekona emwa ni sa na bon se utumi se heat bi wom. Heat wom. Yeah, I feel my ase. Okay.
Because our friend the compost and I say feces a decompose a generate heat power. Odom sa shame ebe burning ebe onsa ho be raw because it can go up to 150 degrees Fahrenheit. So very hot, very very hot, very very hot. So make sure you don't pile it around your crops. Fresh.
Okay.
They're fresh and they are just forget it. It will burn your plant. So manure is one area able to make generate a lot of money out of it. So baby way, people sell everything. Everything is now money. You can't waste anything. So you have to make sure you pile them into one area, one place to make use.
Na se me pacho mi ntwa no dia I was say one time ye pemre na yetimi say the woka no you go through say ene ye fa animal say here how ye betimi go into sustainability 100%,
right?
Because it seems say ye raise goat na yaton na that's all. It seems say ye koku dua ebro na ye harvest it na yaton, that's all. But there's more than that.
Oh, yes. Now, unim say ahakra no nkoko omo feces omo manure no. They are able to convert it and pellet it for animal feed. So, the waste is being pelleted and processed and still use it to feed the animals. Nothing goes waste. So, into American side. Now, even say we a crop farmer, the stacks, if I say rice, corn, our friend, sugar cane. So, grains ni almost stacks ni no. Ube to me, I shredded, I pelleted. Now they are momo mwetibio as feed. Because a fiber, a carbohydrate. So,
by the way, me enra me nyanti say rice bran no rice bran no e why din we krum.
So
ne boarding. Enso kan na etugu. Ne parigo na etugu keke. Ne why din. Eno abeye new good but the actually nko so.
Yeah. more rice area no so more harvest here say the tassels no we grains in ifima eka tassels no eka stack no. What did they use it for? A lot a gold. What did they use the stack for? So a animal feed ubo to me a convert no and very expensive. So sometimes the castle to my convert now. Yeah, you say I was saying your machines are kesibi na do factory be no convert no na so yeah drink kwe chi dabi. So there are little things that who as a small farmer but to me a crowd generating money out of it. So now our friend then say go or you harvest the coconut, the coconut husk.
Yeah.
Nowadays, ube to make use as a soilless media.
Yeah.
Nkrofo ene de mehu se Ghana fo bi ye.
Obi de ye mhwu di my video bi o yusu nipa ni yusu ni what they say ni university sika na koso de koye registration no and the be say what dey a charcoal a briquette
Biogas, yes.
Yeah, and obi so the ye fiber, but fiber in the video na mintimi nhwe nwie ntimi nkamu so kese.
Right. What that one when I saw those one of two videos of that people are investing in the coconut fiber because a lot of people are entering into coconut. So coconut production. Into no ne fiber no. Ne fan say unam akra. Bon say nkrofo eton coconut pa. Bi so mo say nwura na omo generate no then omo de.
Enhwe omo sesegu ano makwagu de gugu mpoa no.
No,
the kugu e gata ho.
You know what you can do with that? O de chima na jiji sa nwura ni na anako dry. O dry sa nwura ni na area na wa shred. O shred ya, it becomes a media where you can grow your seedlings from. A pure. Ubutume dua with seedlings. E will fine, neat, fine. So, we have a lot of opportunities, but we don't make use of. Until sometimes we couldn't makra or na Kumasi who share a more moton could be no grab it bray. Ubutuma dry, send dry na what dry and fine away ye liquid ni nothing. Now what shred it. No why to say or friend powder kakra will be na bet is a soil. So and no greenhouse or more greenhouses no. So more nursery production. And no more use. It's one way to generate money out of that. Now, cocoa pot. Cocoa pot, for example.
Yeah.
Black soap.
Yeah.
That is what people have been
doing. No. Yes, any be no. I'm pacho any dim no Mr. Caso, and yes, any be into a lot of some crown. They say, send any money DBC and
I am mobile. So Oba America ha unim says sa soup no ne bu yede ha pa me catch alata soup na yen pen ne bu yede ha pa na no so na nkrofo tomo omo friend black soap. So what is us no yen ne de yehu say nye a problem it has been there for generation over generation, but you be ending. But you make an say cocoa has apart from say would be black soap. Again, you can dry and convert it into a media, into a manure, into a mulch. But my converting and cry a mulch. Now would they a friend a mulch or crops. So that is for manure generation. Na mulch in Maka. The last one I make a no a year or friend and I'm saying my council maybe that a year soilless media. No, friend, agricultural plastic waste. So,
yeah,
agricultural plastic waste, nowadays, there are a lot of irrigation system. So, irrigation system example, drip irrigation, plastics or more than or more use. Now, it be more so at or friend then chemicals. internet it come into containers. It will 1 gallon, it will half a gallon, it will quarter gallon. So a gallon so no, it's recyclable. But me recycle sa plastics ni na untungu untunchene unfankobola. So open baby back now the there are companies Ghana where they recycle those materials. So one kasa no to me recycle krana ubetumi ayde e dey akoma those companies no na omo ato na wenya efun.
What the Maya Kwako visit to be so this year last 2 months I think so. It's June one as July. What the Maya video before one of a guy be one sorry recycle. Now at the end no ye no ya na ye hu sika no. Omba no mo come out to no mu again na ya na but the moment na wonya sa an idea na o focus on na when tie the obi beka no. Yeah, na eno because one guy be ye nkofo ye ankasa ye si osifo bia o ye se obeye briquette bi ma me hye sa story ma mo na mu nyina mu ntie bi na ebeboa ma won so atime ye o ye so obehye sa obeye briquette bi no o hye ase so kosesa kube hu no na dade no abafie na at the end no ye tu na frifie o ye tu na frifie because obaye no na o hyase se we dey we use kube na yi no eye briquette no nti o ye no timi produce briquette no wo de ma omo no mutifie ye ni nua ma mo ne abusuafo ne omo mo di wo ne beso so omo nyino mo nyusu no hwe se ebetimi aboa ma eye ma omo ano ye no aso ka chen se edanwura no bodanwura na mane se edanwura na wabrochire o omo ka chen edanwura no se omo nua kuma na ye de o safe yo amafio yitum bidie no de ma omo no omo yusu enso no ko etiska kotobi o di ball na abafie ho nti ni company de ma ye de say o di ball na abafie ho eno ye de o de amafie yitum eno an yetu no ni na yi ni dream no aye de end eno an no wantimi anya hwe every na me dey share say every day bia no come encourage no say opportunity beba but opportunity no me na me ni story no me nya dey me ntimi go ahead because me so me me limit
right
nti anima we say sometimes near na ye no ye hu engura ye hu problem but ye hu say eno ne turning into sikai imagine am wakasa na areho
na unim say Ghana waste urban food is about 3.2 million metric tons. Na Saudi Pesikasima is about 762 billion annually.
Billion.
So wasting kwan.
Billion.
So, yeah, wasting kwan. 762 billion food waste.
Car say ne betima to ni fie say betima to Ghana. Ejedu. Okay, it was why busy. But all that was so na ka bibu say ejedu sem was a billion as how many and never say betima to.
What's it then?
Mpacho me mo akwa ba.
Ya ni ona poma.
Nyame adom mpacho boko na mpacho so
Ebi ya boko ebi nya boko adom ni awe ye ginam. Atamfo nye nyame eda zo tiaze.
Amen. Mr. Ferris abosika bi was 72 billion. Na mi busa sim mpacho me kura say sika na edie me na metima to Ghana. Amna ye.
72 billion.
762
oh,
billion.
sorry.
762 billion. And I said Ghana or mining in Accra or IMF near 3.5 billion. Inti ubetimi wono woye ubetimi abo Ghana mining in Abosia. Ubetimi aje Accra Kumasi road no aye ni nyina obe dualize ni nyina. Obe 3 lane na president e kano. Ubetumi aye wo pekura wono wo kita ses kana ubetumi aye Accra Kumasi 3 lanes ni nyina no betumi aye ni nyina concrete. They said the Kwame Nkrumah ye motorway no. We are ubetumi aye quota na free Kumasi airport tamale ana Kintampo. Inti ubetumi aye main road ni nyina na ekɔ farming areas ni nyina no. With that money no, you can do all those roads and you will still have some money left.
We are no pay to.
We are now the tobu tesiso.
Tobu.
Now I employ young people need disabled for no. So you will be running your own economy within the economy of Ghana. Waste in a year can my main champion for Mr. Felix Money Juma. I think say what can your money be brave na okay the 3 hours be reduce, reuse, and then recycle. My main fa me nunca honenye 5. Reprocess and then recovery. And rana many Charles didn't come. And I make a chain say, baby, and then baby, I'm free and I'm a bano. Make offer paper. Paper no, ye uko Washington, Oregon, ewa America ha. A whole forest ne wo ho no, twanu ya na. Ya no e ho na electric poles ni saa we ni nyina ni free bad. Ya no, ye ntoatoa ye tintintin za pine trees ni redwood no. Ye we are Dianechi no, the back of the trees, machine ni pile in Dianechi na my yam, and no your compost. And no normally ye a baggy for mulching in the Kaka hono. Sini Diano hono, waste in any we know sawdust no twitwen Diane pie no, and no sawdust no, and no normally paper. So white wood, white paper. The brown and the red wood, the brown paper. And the paper rolls are Mekofa, the paper rolls are going into Mexico. The quiet paper bag, any other paper product, paper cups near the end. Because a honor plant and moku process it. We are a bibesa about Krumha, I may have a tongue, a bibeko other parts of the world. In Ria. Now, me honey say, be anywhere called waste. It is only when you don't know how to use it that is when it becomes waste.
Wow.
So if you know and you want to reuse, you will still have a use for it. Nayana, because yana time and I see only say a moano toilet need a kanka when to do a any time. But the bigger money sits in dirty places. Those who know how to go into dirty places, they come out with good monies. One will be your mind said you man who you clean that. But that is where the gold is. Uko underground that won't mean underground no now your white shirt is said you'll be at lab now because she be and stay no. Those dirty places are where the good things are. Oil fields in Akoradia. That is where people are dirty, but that is where the money is. Mr. Felix Aka and Yamani Bibri. No one who say, Mama mean to bakuntum.
A do snag
Compost in any manure na Mr. Felix Akan. Fanny say, Nempie will be ben, right? Poultry farm be ben, and as will be yan ponching. Wako hunipano emponchino toilet ni imu ifino wono wobeji omo pra obeji anase omo obebi omo kotugu ebinum de ebi agba mana omo de gum no makata so because omo mpe smell no nti wono wobeji woje sa de na pesika na koto nika machine ni bi machine na yede yamaburu no wode ani se woje sa manure no ni ade na wo boa no egu ho uhipu na wo de sawdust kakra kata so na ɛwɔ hɔ woman some time after time no wobɛdane no wonu no ma be say heat no said na Mr. Felix can after some time we say heat be anim what do one say ma heat be ba jo mo teminka
Pacho affiliate ete
yeah
coil.
yeah
Pacho timi kasa. Okay.
me ba jo teminka
Me pacho affiliate.
yeah it heat na free mu no what the any said dry sa compost no and I say manure no bie mu na nwo a dryer fagu machine no na yam woyam now no wabenya a powdered manure. So powdered manure no decompose faster than raw ones na eye akese no. Until now no wanya sa powdered one no ubetimi abage that compost can sit with you and that manure no can sit with you for years. It will not go bad. Until what the any say sa de na wanya no now vegetable farmers ni sa nkrofo na mo your target group no. Now you give it to them say before we do ya wade na we prepare wasase no fa sa we no for good for papete so ana say we do wi a fa wo twa amana circle wo we no we do ya kra ye circle wo plant na se a na wo de agu ho wo betimi nso aye ne pellet wo betimi aye nti said yo mo ye charcoal briquette no ba wo pellet machine be ye wo be pellet ne nketwa nti eno ani say odua plant na the pellet na hye nkyɛn so wo nti pellet no sɛ so a wo de ba ko hye plant ba ko bia ho na sɛ flower pot kura wo de hye ma e decomposing kakra na wo water no na nutrients no circulate na plant ni use is one of the way a wo pese wo ye go into this compost business a wo bɛkɔ wo betimi wo ye farmer wo betimi de wo twa buro no ne saa niema na yetutu corn husk ne saa niema ni nyina no they are all reusable enu nyina nso hu hia nti wo betimi ne obi oye farmer na ono no ehia saa niema ne de feed ne mmoa no you can do better trade ono ne mmoa no o clean emprako buo no mu ni ade na em say Mr. Felix de unim say aha omo ye nantwie ene ade no saa slurry no nsuo ni ade na omo wash ne mwa ne Johnson omo wo machine tankers a ekotwe na omo de ko farm no so nti onam farm no so a no wabie pipe no te say de ye water kwan no no de nam farm no no de water o de beguso ansa na omo ba be ye harrowing no na omo be planted ennua na ewo afuo no so sanka afuo anase yi almond ne ade no a omadua a enyi a ewo se yetutu ne replace no omutu sa nnua na ye de shredder kosi ma afuo no so omoyam sa nnua dada ne nyina ebe ye sawdust na omasan spread it sa sawmill kitwa bi na ete wo afikire ho no saa sawdust na egu ho na omu wi a na omaka gya atom no obetimi akose sata enso na ahye no eye potash so what they say potash no ko come manure na wo kofa wo poultry farm no ho a eye highly nutritious eye very good for plant inti what they any say wo kofa poultry manure no wayam eye powder no na wo de sawdust na wo kofa ye na ya hye no wo de o ma hye no enso na no wo kofa ye nton ma wo because egu ho ebom futuro gu nkrofo ani a big money, I'm telling you. So some of these things are apart from plastics. I ubi adding any SISWA amount for plastics. You know, there are so many of them. You in suono krane gu gata no na bus stop boys. Omusima omuhunyina yetum no. Sansuo no se wodi kokogu afuo so na woka se wodi kodua niama wo flower asase is highly because waste water from different places but na no because we name the chemical composition in tino ama yemfa yani enkoso but yemfa farm de na yenim se nantwie oresre nantwie awi nwura no ware wa digest and wagya ne nan na wo Charles wo abrochira woti water closet nso wonim be de yeko
Oh, ekwo ye aduane ye di mu.
wonim de de ye
Yeah. Omo recycle.
aha enti niama ne bebre wo ho a yemfa ya adwene nkoso and wo ye ade na obi oye fish farm sa fish tank ne mu nsuo na o mu change no you're one of the best for vegetable production.
Yeah.
Inti wo de fa ne say wo fish tank be a holding nsuo be 10,000 gallons and 20,000 gallons. Now we change how many times now change within a month. In this time na nka wo be change no na wo de a sewage tank bia be si wo no wa betwe. Na wo de akwa vegetable farmer bi. At least wo de ono nso be ma vegetable na otwa no leftover cabbage leftovers ni ade no na nso watwitwa na de feed wo mwa. Oh so niam ne de bebre en ba ko a memfa nka ho ye mo pe business aye mo pe niam recycling ni sa we ni nyina no you are cutting down on waste and also making good use of maximizing your profit.
Yeah.
Baako a ekoso a Nigeria for boys ni bia so mo ye pa se wo ha na wo pese wonso wo ye bia black soldier flies.
One
Sa
sample
maggot no. Sa black soldier flies no to attract them no yen opekura wonto. Ope kwadu, wo makwadu no pro. Na wo mahye kwadu ni de si ho, wo chichiri dua boboso na wo de tum. Emmoa na beba omba be lay eggs no into that wood no be hu so mbe tum kosua no white bisa. You can attract them yourself. And also say we share ade na say trust me, who fish farm na say we start say we your maggot production you can cut down about maybe 50 to 70% of your feed. The we here ne say mo no ube raise you more from abia juvenile no to jumbo. Omo ya kese kakra na wo sha say introduce omo to because maggot in start here there was smaller size, medium size and large size. The wo hwe wo mo na wo fish in size and I will produce you the mom. Omo ya kese a you can allow them to grow and then from that maggot na no they can grow become the flies. Inti wo be wo flies no unit omo dia ne so omo tu nkosua. Then we picking kosua na we go introduce and guess what? Sa maggot no waste product bia wo de be mo bia no omo di. Enti enkukofu no duane leftover fufuo ase bibia wo de be mo bia no they are in a survival mode and omo convert aduane no into their body mass. And omo waste in so very, very highly nutritious for garden. So obi owaha we are brand also pay BBI something that you can start with zero capital. Maggot production. Go into maggot production and trust me, and ne oko Nigeria will be produced be River State or Shepo they call other parts of Nigeria to other fish farmers. They ship them in big batches. They ship them in drums. Maggot. You know, they feed fishes. They use it. To me, cry so dry. A yam at the fra and more and because they're highly nutritious. And then a coconut and a face a bit of one and then you could bet me a coconut the same way. A woofy. Ubetimi what the wo baby no who's and crofo pa kokono na won so betimi a raise ya kokono no the same way I maggot no but no with palm trees. So there are so many ways of not letting things go waste. Abe palm branches no per shredder fesim. Utwitwa palm branches instead say be wo ho na ededa ho na mpapa no adry na wo ne ade abehiem na wo nkrofo. Wo pesa ye de yam shredder ya mo de shredder sre ne ade na wobetumi a shredder palm branches no and turn them into compost, into mulch. Now the gugu nnuya say a control weeds. Instead say mpapa ne be de da ho na be dry na be wo nkrofo e be du ba bi gi say wo di jatum wo di jano kotum so wan hwe na tifa wo afuo no ma ahye. So there are so many ways of recycling things, and we start to say we are recycling now. The whole thing is it keep your farm clean, it keep your environment neat, and then you benefit from it. Biogas and Mr. Felix Ekasubetimi aton. Meaning so baby say now who produce what digester no matter how can you sell? Obebubu ni say na waton. The easy way ni say pipeline now we are connected to kitchen. No? The only things I will pay T joint. Now we connect another pipe at the amount next door neighbor. Was me with gas. Make me ama we use. I want to be in free bonting. In the instead saying ka obe talk na bonting be 200 Ghana no. Mami 100 Ghana every month. Na use to me gas no. Esa obe to me use the yeton no. But who nim say you are producing it and on one kasa na or neighbor no. Ni waste on well get body and bank ni ade na waste no. Na waje. Then you use it to put into the digester. Then he's using a subsidized gas from Sadia. You can connect this thing to the whole community. Now up at one place, Ubia then a drink and waste because and then the gas generator amount. And they will respect you and they will bring all these things. A to say religion. Ubia numere at the banchia webja, bodia webja near there. They will come and bring it to that particular location. Now, then you take it from there and process it. So you can become a community producer of gas. Now, what solves our problem? And every month, you start levying them. Ni Kenya ni boy bia or no this solar. I call the community move for the first time. Or call China and obey solar panel. And now, no, the whole village, obia our light. And we connect to one big street light and we community room. And Bosome every household pays him for the light now we're producing. And the amount of money the boy is making, now other communities are applying to him, say, or may the same thing, other communities. So think about it. The beginning, there sometimes, and time, when money is coming, money doesn't wear suit and tie. Money is no and the is a woman and yes you can tie. And it's all you have to start for the first time. We'll start here. Then the rest of it, the ideas will start following. Other things, other suggestions will start coming. Other applications will start coming. I want for better say anyway you wait there, you're going away home. Now what they small you keep going. So there's a lot to recycle. There's a lot of recycling to do. A lot. There's a lot. Maybe see here. Something forward so.
Sir, no me I can just to me use the ice money now, especially the shredders here na you can answer me. It's a form of business. So ubu only scan to shredder. But ubu to me a high for a day and I say for 2 days. Na wako yusu no real diaba. So as a farmer no or machines in Libya, you can also use those machines as a way of making money. Because when a farmer be an able being scadiato, shredders, Nibonya dimbo, but in you be an being scadiato. Do also little machines in Libya now order my renter things and also your way able to me and make his car craft from there.
Yeah, I say war mobile or body food. The plantain farmer no or nobody no. You can go and tell him say whoop a banana stem. A diana workana would come at a source of feed for animals. It's what the answer of whom what they drum a kusi. wotwitwa anasa aboboya watwitwa aboboya ne ma na wo de kɔ wo de ɔka kyerɛ ne sɛ bɔdeɛ no mɛse sa bɔdeɛ dua ne nyinaa me clean wafuo because egum
Okay, what's the problem mama no? What's the problem mama?
nti wo de wo de ane sɛ twitwa na fa kɔ wokodu a watwitwa mo nketenkete wonyanya molasses ne adeɛ de ka ho na wo de ya farmers a ɔmo nso ɔmo nya nantwie ne mpɔnkye ne adeɛ no you can start giving those feed to them. So wo pese wo converting it to fiber wo di kokodu a wo betimi kura papai na wa hata na ba beye that fiber no abeye sa fiber ene amanfo de ye doormat omo nwini omo we banana stem no omo fiber omo de nwini carpet ni doormat ni ade. So whichever way you want to go, there is something you can lay your hands on, recycle into money. Me da se ma hu se boss unity na hia na wati ama ho ma no so ti ma me mfa ntwere ha aba no me chao
me busa foso me ka bi se mo
yes ya we
nice topic Mr. Charles and the topic now there ban me team Mr. Felix I think say obubo na emere nyina so ha na iba ko a me ansa ejedu sisi ase na wo si obi mra mefu na mi twa me board ya no meji stems no ne ade na me de the old tree misua na me so me de make ska no ebi chen bia na
you know so na wo body food ya so obi ba o fa ma no
you know
me kan de onu ni ha na eno wo hu se onu no twagu no
se onye farmer dia ye ma maji ye waste en fan ko make ska ye betre farmers na ze bibie wo asase su bia no e wo se utilizing ni na enti no mitwa bode na ni bia ni si ho no me sa tro kwan be fa so be sa dia make ska enti waste ni na ye wa wo dia en fa ma obia onu so pa onu so emra join no onu so me ye fu ni bi nti no ye young man o ase amenye wadwen se o ba me ho se me fa me point fees ne o mase ma masa
oh so we clean am
and the way me obi me tia de ka me de no go ko pesca na odi asem na aka no na skebi change skebi fertilizer no go be bit ma affect me more than you know never be brain so utilizing them any na but na me hwa ade ba ko e wa ha say fertilizer na asem na kan said I know Mr. Felix can it generate heat. You know, ammonium nitrate. You know, yeah, na a fertilizer. No. So one people need let me fra fuel and I say other chemicals via or farm war. And yet the bomb. So it's you know baby our best stores are name I say you know. Yeah, no say unya my ventilation brow. So my from anti for hona erina over the type of obi how baby and the petrol heat and this animal then you know combine this and them will be out there shape baby and from alpha you know go my the bomb very simple obi abet me but so you have to learn when it comes to farming yes yeah they are chemicals are very the wrong use it me how the wrong use of chemical be a bit me how or farm ho it's chemical be a be use be as much as a name be brave they buy a farm ho no e ba be boy se be yield the name no at the same
but
time
no is be will be background o metimi am tu na
enye me how
there be nya wo
a side effects be wo name be ho a say wo sua and now mo ka say I can na me share me dey to chat GPT mo say o ma me organic concept me dey be manure me fertilizer. I mommy, a list of so many biofertilizer vermicompost this animal I share me steps as I draw business plan. Eti additional you baby back up. And me mad dear a what environment no pen and say and no penny idea it was a woman cost. It was so ubi what dream no be dear because it makes me tell so many things that it be a woman every day but what dreaming po muscle into say I can say researcher and you can go to Google or be our phone this modern days Google name and you can Google be chat GPT near war this AI is name be you be bring out to be download your phone so now the topic o the atumu no aka and no abet me as suggest near mama because a collective of information e wo we are seeing na the or Russia the or Ukraine the or and no maka ni nyina boom it generative AI no bet me police information no e dey blow fingertips for accuracy a wo hye na akire near maybe now it yaka we no unya time on video now get so tools no because and farming na e wo mu no enye tete farming ni biem nti de ade nti de aba ha na e ba be kire say waste baller and I say ade a okwa akotu ogu no etimi ma o make sika that means na man for ho de make sika na yenim afa ni yehu say okay sa waste enema we nyina no ebetima ma enye sika ebetima ma enye sika e wo say wo nenim dia wo de beten ne sa ade ne into sika edi when you look at the life cycle of friend say living things bibia ni we ko waste the woka say dey kwa fish dey ko feed fish say fish no so nipa na ewe nipa kra nine whatever fees near the ade nyina no dey generate power say dey so here power gas e use we fie ni nyina it bibia ni why onyame obo ade no bibia ni wa eye waste e wa asase so in your eye you might see say e be a waste but there could serve another purpose and so baby na sa chain no e na wo say wo de wo hu hyem it baby ade wo nim say ade a wo ye we na no kwane ade e disika breme no there be look at all the chain na econo living cycle no say na chain econo yen ye living body we ye de chef for mo emo di yen na aka boom when we say see obi on another ho akwa kutu no one year obekọ na ne flesh no ho there be emo anewi no ma ya asase ni yi there be ho a obi a ne wo ye fu okra na bi a thousands of years or millions of years na ho ye see ye and then wo de ye fu no it ye we are part of the cycle aboa na wo we no enam na wo we enuane ewudi ehia we are all part of it. Your feces, your urine, your bibia eba sansi to sansi. So we are all into it. But right now, the opportunity I will be placing you. It was our cycle no more. The way no, we say maybe be a free move, just not just the way and the pay. Me too right now. Me want to share goat money. I'm looking at every aspect of the goat. No, me de make it be for the fat. The milk, me de beye mkola aduane ne me de beye samina ye de the milk ye de inku all these things we have to learn all these things and move around with. So Mr. Felix Aboho, I don't have to go there to pinpoint, but I'm talking about the business aspect of it and the business ideas the type of products I'll be to when we come back to the target market, local farmer bear own here fertilizer. But if we teach the farm obi okrana or wadi or the bear fertilizer on the fumu and so on artificial fertilizers. I mean our fertilizer on the fumu because only dear ewo the name because yena na no do quiet now you have fertilizer and coho. if you na ye do na my mulch na attend and me na now so fertilizer for emfa nkokwa yim enso tu kwa yim bayera unim se ne yete hoda koko ye ko ne ye go koko anka bibia wo enso ne emfa fertilizer wo ne ba ne sen so all these things are we have to look at the production workflow no and see and near my betimi a generate wo field be a woman be so we are fresh farmer we are pig farmer all ranch we there will be there's a you have you betimi maximize those type of profit you know mesuka kra me de be contributing me wetre you know if anything
Bonjimani on the Eba Baby.
Oh, can I come you are? Can I come you?
Yeah, Baba.
Can I come you?
I saw the worker.
Yes, just say me banana me the catfish me no be ego basket in my bar. Now, opening so a dozen, you know,
Now, over banana catfish, Libya. Why you are there? It's very interesting because that was the last time I care about ducks being and Kukovia me planning. It wasn't even part of me. The rate ducks no more it give you out freezes no. It me jai omugu land up ya plus you see ya train about you so and guys and omuna
yeah
no more and almost freezes near Colland turning but me almost try a small place almost planted 1 or 2 I was it shouldn't but it's it's coming out very great.
No,
So
almost have to walk around
so all these things no and all farmer we cook what makes you think that no penny or say oh you bet me the name of 1 or 2 be a woman for your own chops they has a woman now you to me could be hanging or those things so we don't have to send away kind and be anyway waste of farm so we name the use and I say waste but be anyway even agree abẹ́wò adwino ne hono no yedi adwo there are so many things that you can do you don't know but you know how adwo hono na blacksmith omudi heat that near the border
and when him say one of the export commodities for Nigeria adwo hono no India for no talk India for no talk omudi generate power. Because no heat in no a chain ordinary firewood.
That is one thing I will say you may agree because say at the end I me feel say a trash na say waste na obi any abre baba beton. At the end of the koye. That is where you go to the chat GPT and the Googles and you find the only background in abre baba because of the koye be beton amount. At the end I would own find yes. So you go seek information about the nipa and abre. Obi just say rosewood say we no attempt their move, you know the call. But again, or the cocoa baba beton. If you are finished products, no way you crew na and you so shiny and your feno because if you are the amount be go learn it, then set up. I feel also bet to produce quality products from your side, from your farm. Hey, then I feel also on be drew crew who say and go for crow name a power how. And did they add into also there at the end of the crew? What do you mean for the enemy? Because Banami were the power. What do you mean for the phobia and Remy crew? How can you go to force atare obi ahia tete wa bruche na wa ship wo contain them na o de aba okrum se o beton towel ni underwear ni ade obi ahia wo ni krum uni cut na untimi nya atare ni bi me wa ya atare ni bi ho ba what degree ni wo de o kra akoko na ma bi dru port na ase anu tingi expiring date no na wa sa beton ma population o be se okun hospitals wo ni bi a drug of a drug in India. Unim say India te. My Bombay near the didn't show see as omunye bi kura home. E no dey dru na ebra wo kro. Sometimes what turn out house if you no ya ade na breme no. or no living condition gratis. I ain't a me father the free no. If you don't believe in the one, Obiabebu, so you are nobody. Ko sa Pakistan sa India for no mude mutawo ni omu then ya kofa tiles. Look of tiles for Turkey. What is this? We are not maximizing or using your natural resources. The nyaka create free man. A bug me mind crimes will be sorry. Me perceive me world marketing to me yen number produce na me dia kwa abontia. What me polish your product na satisfy Ghana community. Now wo dey na ope adepa o polish now they ko bi krom no. Is that I don't know how to market. I don't know how to nemafu market.
Overmanu be omo ye green pepper no. Green pepper any chili pepper wa Ghana no. Almost sorted the air no first we no high grade no. And no for European market. Omo we are the asset near to twachi na amoamoan and no omo toma ye 24 man wa Ghana. And me that is ubisa me idea back where me bufu ye kuafo no inside export for no pa say ade na ye hia bi wo fie no na ye so ade konkrofo aman so because of ye compare euros and pounds nti na obi compare 1 acre or say me person me register company na me ye na me export wo export hwan bayire comedy nkrofo enya bayire ni
there is no company outside the chroma or the quality of products and or the buy the chrome.
Never.
American can say me first selection Kotama Ghana.
Never.
Your friends Europeans. Omun can see ye number one near the buy ye chrome.
Obani mi nchawano ye fa car industry car no mo produce ma western no enye the same yina no mo western buy you know unless wa cotton you a used one fonds wa ye produce ma western enye no an isa de ba no unless why there nti ye ni enti ase
na bi en American say who demand quality the person wa beton ade ma will be forced to bring quality stuff to you.
Yeah.
Now unam force mu na ono ne tower we dware ya watu egu or the force line and na water. Meanwhile sometimes force line for jeans ni omu ne moto. The difference what any store there no is almost the same. But because what condition of mind just because force no free abroad na aba. But yare no dey abroad nursing home nema ye tu ogu ni nema amanfo mawu amanfo mayi nema ye hwegu abonti no no musisa no mu chemicals no mu dey aba be go Africa market na amanfo so ekoyi the first selection the second selection e share kone mami was to draws at ama the money brazier no see we are koyi the first no dey on any my baba share one.
Yeah, me can't win.
Okay.
yeah
Now, I say now a lot of people go into a friend pepper and tomato production. So now you say what the pepper scenario who say waste never can a dozen stacks no pepper plant no so a dozen yeah I be more and some do na no my boni na no more the jatu no my day now and as I say tomatoes no matter theory no more gada or friend stacks ni na no more the jatu no my day no machine so send na ye can say what harvest peppers in area now what to two side running in area so manning dry me fejan too so manning dry send na ye can shredders are very important so all the tutuni na go shred and then shred the nine yet is powder what the shredding na bio it becomes mulch send na ye can so now what the amoche plant the next production cycle no what the idea what the idea so in Bibia shouldn't go waste. San American, in beginning America say your farming should be a closed system. Bibia your farm will be no, it is interconnected. We intino to sikanya den engine. So intino se me fan se banchin na wudia sɛ wo friend kube na wodua kube so wokɔ a would say in biara mu twetwa bi ibu ho abohu na friend na awo na atiato ibu ho so akɔ no akɔpruni saa nneɛma no nyinaa no wogeda na wahwɛde no nyinaa so ahu na why then wo de aye manure and also de aye mulch for your crops so into no say na ye kan no saa nneɛma no nyinaa no very critical, very very critical. So we spend so much money on synthetic fertilizers and I say weeding. So weeding is one of the major problems. One should be lose about 40% of your produce. Intino say mochia senior na ye cano. It reduces the amount of weeds a farm. But most of the time no, you need material for weeding, what we call it mulching. But so what this animal na which may use in their mulching. So we resort to plastic mulching sometimes. Plastic mulching is good, but the downside is it will not last. It be the next 2 years, 3 years. It will cry and go 3 years now. Then now say that also sounds here then replacing. Okay, since you say uku plastic mulching, what are you going to do with it? So it becomes hazard to the environment. So when your baby and farm call for recycling now, what are you going to do with it as a farmer? You can't do anything with the bone who occupy all the jet to me. So I want to share all the jet to me. So you're very serious. So who have no plastic, no ship plastic, no. The amount of your friend and gas will release into the atmosphere are very, very serious for the environment. So the advocate said the organic materials now what may make use of no. Any boom now say you're doing the echoes near find a way be able to me in more of that produce that you to me use of your farmer. It's a cranon percent medical. That's
Obeni yes so that's nyamisha say na woni mre but wo say mre kakra adema ye that's nyamisha wo say and some ade buy no obi a wotie bia no ofa no ye mu adwuma ebeboa nti that's ye bedi nkomo akire tama ope bia no nyamisha why Mr. First that's
based on the kind o say no the more you can food never no be plant based so you never no be a plant you know crop for long time biofertilizer this way you know until so you're spending most of your time on plant based you know then how said you bet grinding into fine powder form grind. I said you bet grind you bet done it to say fertilizer no. We'll be try I bet me a composting terminal. Right now, those are some of the machines and also materials you hear. The bet grind this man. So why you have it in every year? Because you will a name to say it be a what send your can be a what two crew every then kuma season the trim. The kuma stems ni jina hoche. Now ututu at the end how they be. So okay say and one now no one composer a beche. But the unya sa machine be the firmware. It now no we na na can say what's agriculture ye person move forward. There are small machines that we have to start thinking about them. I cost too much. Small machines are personally while bit me say idea I be wo area more any money now bit me aga than any more high never we the corner from now way yeah because one thing I may tell who pan say machinery the basic name no ya na yen be oh yeah farming communities no ya na yen be because I quite remember I bought a water pump, you know, small water pump with about 100 feet. Then it should turn a bit tired, see, baby. Farmers a whole, you know, I want to mean cross in Sunum Punk and call the next year. Because in Sunday you have a bridge in the and I'm saying, so to me, and yeah, that wasn't even the purpose. Still, I'm talk water pump, no. You know, maybe there's a rather trade the good. Me feed the so say honey he kakra me the good me feed the so to say but I have to use it to serve another purpose, just to help the area no microphone or and the mirror me or me boa farmers no more only na ma obutimi cross bridge no ko efu ba. That is just one machine. So imagine say obi so obi bi another baby. Then that is what I'm talking about. You know, okwa me enema ye ken so no. Men your family in isolation. You want a community member. Me meaning the wo and also nim the me wa. I said no boy. Me here be me because oh, a chance unya nusu wa die ya. Meet me about be di aye ma die na say petrol na meto agum na fee bi kra na be charge me. Then I know say oh, ye pe bibi as farmer we will be. Ye pe we susu bi a farmer we will be. Na fe ye boa ye ho. So enye necessary say e was say wo no unya machines na e bia machines be 10 na unya ni nyina there be it, you know, community no who avail yourself for them to see you as a farmer. Now we get together. Sometimes we even obitimi be so okutu because every day no you see so need to obi on the suppose if you here pole no one time pay and I say you know if you know time or so farmer no need to spend this capital sanso so be who be you just slow it to know aye na dey or dey any friends or your friends na be o so be. So those are some of the things that we have to look at. So plant-based, you know, you know, double there, banche, meko, the only plant-based. Yeah, we have to think about them. Quite fast, so I bet me turning all these things into fertilizer. I bet me turning into feed. I bet me turning them base. We be ground the air more feed. Send you no canal. Yes, sir. You're on mute.
No, I'm sorry. And then they charge you for
Oh no. Me okay.
Yeah. And I don't know from us, and I know first time I would ever share video. Yeah, that's in your sure say okay also. Subscribe my SC and I like video, no share my address and so no munyas information, you know. And you can, you know, best of boys shares, you know, na in say omuni a jumabidi sana shase no mokano and omo sadia no but no best of boys timi call gab a president yenim minu mi no and ya wujumadi na na say juma wo ye the from yintimi ko president yenim mani ye enti cleaning up no na say waste na e wo e krom na e broso no managumadi na disika bebreo e betu yensan so afre nua Mr. Patrick obeken sa wa say na ya mana kwa aba na ono so de ono so na dwen kire ene de wa fa free mo so amaye. Hello Mr. Patrick.
Hello.
Mr. Patrick.
Hello.
Senior
Okay,
boss.
Bacha
Baba.
Echiboko. So you say eba family dia ma bonze you need to know. Dey bia me ba we say be share chiri me carry. Me ba ha say me go foreign land. Mr. Manu ehwehwam me do me ba me TV kasa.
Mr. Manu ba je what the heck on Mr.
Manu Mr. Felix. Of edu so just say omu hwehwam me say me ba me TV kra kasa. Yo me tetra ne kan say me tie niam ayekoso a se niam afo sa niam we nyina na amafo ase ye de che ye ma ye ni maso na ya na ngongo pa se etimi atena ho ma sa niam we nyina no ye fa ne se ye ni bibia so at least sa niam we nyina akwa bibia ni pa bitime yisu isa ma ni mi zu hurura me ti no me ba me tetra boko ai so I am the family in it na uze eso obeka uze bia me ba no be share chiri sa na me tie ba Rebecca Cramino, Mr. Medi, the best so far, Musia, Musia, Musia. I'm very amazed about.
Also, the Papa Jim Point, Chibri, Nibiana.
Hey, Minya made say, me, I am on Moki Kabuma, no more can sana, I mean, I visit the identity meets now, must honeymoon in any share. Yen for any crown coho. Oh, yen for any crown coho. Near Tuguqua, ye Tugusa. Me no Cassa see, what you should nipper what lines so shade we. Addition with a free. A free and cause a mouth for which sending deal with the coffee nipper what lines. But the ma and giggles will be near baby was winning. I know never. Oh, Yadi had unity yes, I am shes animal winning. Very, very near, very simple. As the BSC at Jumani Ho, yes, Sissy Kenny Ho, yes, Swiss Cajon, yeah, we, and so look at that Niama, maybe I'm a baby share. Now, me quite same as a American. All can you name Google, name the share a chat DP, and I'm a chasing AC also. Yeah, the same kind, but with ya. A papa who found a crama for crowd and maybe crack. It's really a family, my just a my bond is a win. Tiafina Museum, Mr. Felix, name Mr. Friends of Dunia, may be a team, may bam be shit, and me take a crack. A baker can see whether me could be any me about when it comes to farm. They said I had be out. But
me say ne ton so ye bi. E do so catch in the hunt, you know, when you how to market you know, only right. Say there, I did be okra na o start to ton and about ko baby how you making baby a free bar.
this is free bar.
Hey, you know, market to many baby or how no on call farm. But when you send ye sales for na fe o mo na o se o ma me kosra me farmers no if you now build na fe who send ya process it, you know. So one way or the other area farming product the area we used to be. So that's how I always tell Obi, I say, "Oh, the local market I heard the auto tomatoes. No, be okra who say the tomatoes. No, how long pay a chef for my buy anything yet? No, and so on the good send your tongue. But as time goes on, we'll be developing for it, nothing, or you know, and effort. So the idea from now train 3-4 days, 5 days, we won't get to a certain time now for more fruit. Now you know, say, we can you are doing I'm this year and I'm you know now we started developing the love for it. Even in the US, I say me backyard, I say me okra name my name or her. Every 2 days we also continue yes I baby bri I won't mean you know so
Just say me okay can west ni bi do am can esa na my you cry just say am me the team say my bomb pa me ni anything when it comes
no, I didn't also use this word, you know. There be no say Obia or baby was any baby where they wash the one a holding. Oh,
I didn't tell me Cassan say, mean for the past 2 years now. My change have evolved when it comes to farming. I am a fit, said Mr. Menucano, who said nature at what cost, what the other show. A person me yet me go into Sania money be by who said was started from the ground. It's a tea, required me museum, yesterday city. Very nice, very nice.
For the nugget, but they make a crime meet my can say one thing is a devotion because the beginning and easy. Easy. Because you say crowns, no, a bini how we are no can seminar the whole year near the dinner because all share say now, oh, ha, say, open so suma say, Mr. Menu cana, open so suma, open so be this also, and sometimes, you know, the over so, you know, and yet the over so, yen in a day, unless say, who team say they were winning a year the key, no, but oh, never bo, and who here say, oh, be Yahu Narajan, why. One thing, be to say Kube and I can suggest it to you, say we are willing so by ya Kube, who now so crosika. Now 1 year of fab. Me my yetima me baba yama. Now wape will be a obesha swama. And one no. Tama own coffee no. Now are you okay? Abrawuni who in the ekese. Oh, the setup no or more what dear wouldn't so betia because sometimes a leverage who be you see can no and I would day would the amount of for any original our care amount.
Okay.
Men can say be a
Yeah. Maybe say Oklahoma University no more yet program be about goats. And I me tea. It me tea I didn't know. And I may cast my mind to Ghana. I feel me cast my mind to Ghana and I may just say me who be a meeting me a qua. Obi bit me a mammy be a goat be I say 50 and I say 100. If me cast money for the whole Ghana it me started developing interest there. Is this something that meet me a tap in and now? And I may started sending me research in Ghana. It's a me friend. Type me friend me call for more not one say farmer will be me a punch be 20 am me say there be 10 cries there be no say it you telling me said there is no farmer in Ghana obit and then a man say you know what let me dive into this thing na me sua goat no na me nkoye now no if I injection me gi ma woni ade me interest be about me building interest for it. And now no I'm on my develop and I me said I'm making me picking even especially me Jamaica goat here number 1 a year or why very expensive and will be happy to me say I don't go for develop love for goats and I'm starting tapping into me show maybe me picking 1 or 2 people so if you share and say let me I the way me chrome so many things maybe even a day I miss CB or Canada say it will be me who will be AC high rate high a year or didn't go to know the Java self or didn't go to know Osra you know me who should share Ghana let me who be me check Ghana me tell me pe breed in be crowd to Ghana farmers no let me nyebi and I'm saying this is something I have to look into it. Then me after me friend me boy back up. The son check it in the insurance over. Then me when the insurance crown me new farmer or no a journey feed. What fencing a year or year. And I'm saying then other the year practicing animal farming that means that there is something wrong with the way you practicing animal way. Then I have to go with a different approach. And then I'm developing love for it, and and it's ever since I'm getting into it. I mean, so Obian teaching me and I'm clicking my drain. I'm getting into it. And so there is something to that you can tap in. You never know. Ghana is we are blessed.
Yeah, this is crying. You say baby, omo jama yen. Baby, amount for empire one. Ehon ye. Obi empire. Say omo say omo nko baby ehon ye. Ba kwa me hu yi cry ye me yi say. Because me kasa me pese me ye wait me ya me hwe na me ye ba ko bi. O hwe senior poultry farm why catfish e was here and why for true.
Yeah.
Na omu use friend send the feces no for we no. Let's say bibia eso ye de na tu niam bebregu.
Tu de na gu.
Ye tu niam bebregu. You know. They say they okay. They say o ti ase o ti na o ka say wo de they say o ma obi ma o afu ma mefifa. I can't tell you. There some people are still on man ko fa be sasa niam na ko.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes. And when say we a young man ha now who suska o breast dia start going around looking for these things, you know. There's so many things. Wait me there. I can be brabum. You know.
Yep.
But I really admire that you see canal we see
remember do the nugget about kakrabia mate ma can say na we are what the jumadi na obedi nyame adma Sunday no aba no kakra mate ma say your crew mo angasa so no your problem kakrabi say okoka umu obi hunu say o yen catfish na wo de wonkuko bi na mugu soro e na omo obi ani bia wo wi a ne ton no to me ebe the amount intini so ma we expose certain no but could you believe we say manya ntie so say ye wonkofo o use chemicals the catfish na ye huhu wo mo for a necessary say be ya omono aduane die no cost no ye less nti ultimate to market na wonye sika bebrebe eno so wo ho a no so no da foforo bi no ensem bebrebe de beba e wo wiase e wo yekuro because you see chemicals mo de mo aduane die e wo catfish ntitiro.
Yeah, but go ahead.
Unko sia nim die te se de Mr. Men wo sia a omo atimi make you feed ya sa na beba.
But what they say who enter any market biana na nipa no wo ekwan a ofa so de ye ne nema na okosisa na dwene a te say e ka say na me wa catfish no na o ka say bia me de me poultry no wo soro na catfish no wa say na o mu be have a problem no me ye ne sa ba me ma hu say sa na me say me enye no pen feed a o de mass fish no.
Yeah.
Or the other feed, ma. It will balance my yenis are. Maybe explaining the reason why my yenis are. Hey, so because until say the omega comfortable, even up to date grano. Now me research here, you goat milk. What the ma because it's the closest one I to say oba hidipa for instead of some baby sukano. But the share market Ghana, it will be very difficult say we convince you almost say use goat milk now. So until so yeah channel who say hey, so for now no you just do what right now meat no money provide let them have the meat. Then as time goes by, we'll expand it. Now we introduce new kakra with the account. You know. So yeah.
Ejadu. Na utiane last nti na obako nti say afa na wapeja ona dia.
What say?
Me say na Mr. Menu titia wala no so nti no na obako. I stay. Okay. Mr. Patrick, ansana Mr. Menu Ejadu beba na wode ne die bema ona fe ye di dwumade na serie no. So open na wode dwumade na obedi nyame adma Sunday no ebetoa mas ya the want e won sem no mmedi nka posu dada ma dada na e want e won sem no wate na fe wo hu no nso nche ya medase.
That's it. Your friends Mr. Felix. So I say debia adisia mo de maye no ne Ejadu ne Mr. Menu damu na say to say the na aka no ye hwa ye mu bebre yatena friends yatena ha ye niama na awan ye niama na awan sa that we were say ye the blame no mo bia ya kasa de fa blame no ma ye ho da edrume bi me de to be honest na me say Ghana pa the business there no way because papa bi any Ghana eti me de me decide and say across me say Isabel you treat na way kakra obi nya no for 1k kakra bi abeto wi a na se mutimi to dai bi so a okabu maja ko Ghana no fe wa ko bi kakra yi na actually me bi nya a friend say books ni ade am start see me reading say finance in na dada na hade na ye de aye na kese and ye already rich dad poor dad we and also me na dey try and fa o dey try krom na different it me African advantage am reading ya me a friend say Mr. Obensu nya encounter it ye hwe sa ne ma ne nyema yi tie mpanyifo nsem o mo kan ya den you say dabi say ne ye no wrong enye the same we are no wrong so a enye yi it ye decided say you better try bi ma hwe this time ye try na omo kra na ye ni mo ye hu omo da kra no omo kra na be ko so mo first na omo ye ni mo busiafo kra na ye de ade kra ko no na ye fa ba bia na the two line say na wo sa adwen na me woni bia enye no kre there's a way ubetimi ayi bibia ogama ni nyina ne se obenya the good network na me adom ke odi atimi organizing yama bibia ma say ye boys ni bibia mu di no kre yen ka se ni papa nipa boni ni hodie ba bibia di no kre pa utimi se no kredi wo ho eni nipa bibia di ho adanse it is say abochefo no so no na me ka abochefo a enye obi a wafa nsuo so nko a se wo togo kan kra de kwasi kan kra de wo tu bata wo free wasi akwa akra se wo pese o yi bibi bakuma they say nti nyina nti yɛhwɛ sɛ kwan bɛ ne betimi afa so ayi business ebra nya pese ekofie de bi preach sɛ obi ankofie yenya nkoye wa ide ne betimi aya ebetimi aboa yɛn ama yɛtimi akɔ because nipa bebree me no ka sɛ kra menya course be 3 about Patrick ede na metimi ayi sisi a Ghana ebetimi ayi we de bi amanfo so ka sɛ o sɛ o dabi ebi so sɛ de na metimi ha me sɛ bi a wahwɛ Ghana dabi Ghana de but there's a way to say the American sa you know na me ne Mr. Obenkan say on your class ni mai na mo tu bata so on person mo ye bibi ofi na kon be fa so metimi ni amanfo etimi organize e be fine it na Sunday e ba so Sunday we no hana o flyer no hana
yeah my main picking from a menu chat
no na Sunday 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Ghana time is 7 p.m. into a treaty how to build a business whilst you live abroad and whilst living abroad and then topic now way which I think say most people in here now and no be some young man be some say and I say Brother Patrick why do you dey ask me year free come and I'm say Debbie and yes and it here emo bia baby a wo bia adentia bia me meba ha ye hwe wo hwe kwasi sugar agima ne sai mo na seminars bi say no mu team no ankrofo a omo amana na etimi bo omo mo mutimi ye den mutimi di edi ya omo so mutimi di ene amanfo yi business a ye koso ne ade enti say baby a wo bia we eyefo bia enenya amana ne fo nko a na so mo matu batanko a se mutu batanko na baby a wo tene crap so yi bibia try na dial in na join it na biti besua de na this seminar be one in a kind yeah seminar no Mr. Obi ayi bebre ba we de be different kakra because ye di sisi enema na e ma ye te aha ikoya enye yi na de bia ye point ne say obi na ye enye ne me hu ne ma ni su kakra mu se me so me ka ho pa enche bia me nua Pamford me tete say farming me show Mr. Mbeni me kwa koye bi na me tete me frɛ Pamford say kwa koye bi ko 250 acre no say hey debi enya ne sa hey enya ne sa say who was coming to chapter no say debi sa wo dey pay when it comes meet me up to 50 acres you know ti sa na ne no na dey me hu ye ne say ni tubata yen calculate eno an say sorry ani apa Zabe no metia chiri mu say woni obi a wo se me ba e bi America me ko UK e try say ase ni betua me e dan kai say na be ye say ya anya sa wo it is how the biba e say man ne sa ko back sa ne dey say business me was so business over when you be that 5 to 9 and why ya no him anything about business no akukuru ska bi na ya kwakoma ayi your friends you ne bia no ho sa ne mani na nti yeso ye part of it nti ma mesua de na yɛhwɛ kwan yɛbɛfa so a ebetimi de bibia kofi ne so etimi a build ye kru ne a build ya akasa ye ho Sunday 10th August the Sunday by 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time 7 p.m. Ghana time these numbers no momo number no 0243045 and 70398211910 and US na the who say easy as I will send this car for Ghana. I said the way momo na no easy as I will send say I will send about US. US they are between you your friends say zero cash app number no. But outside US easy so be you Ghana number no aye.
Okay.
Ti for na kakra me work on ti this Sunday we share Mr. Oben. Na nipa be so share ho anti omo go through process net me abo money ade ni na you
never buy you be breaker you know obia and okay so we a young man be now free commerce now hustle Accra the same thing if you are more a phobia a Accra na say o akra fa sika kɔ ne to bi ne anya mfuo ne ma afi bi abetumi hɔ akotwa bi ɛno o akra wotu kwan o free kura bi ase o free tetre mo free he o free ahinkro o free he na wakɔ ɛna o akra o so wotu kwan ne bi nti once a wo hustle akra no ana wo full line ho ni mo mo se ho nyina shoe shine for no pe bibi kɔ akra na se bank ne ebedo body ne ebedo afi ne so na okotwa usika mu ayedu na wo de aye ope bibi de aye ni nyina ya kwantu ni bi anya abotire fo nko a kanu o baby na o teacher ya to akoto baby o dipe na wo de o de pe bi kɔ akra na se for bi kɔ akra na se na so o ye makwan a we ba no eburo kra afi bia o timi do eburo a na ekɔ nanim emo bibia ho betimi de aye your boss said that must for a year got me it to me the big time I mean they anymore so many things so I wouldn't say yeah it's not brochurache over 30 years into wouldn't say they are Ghana they are boka you're afraid you who near many so near ma senior teaching some so behind they are to her they near man kakra move forward I mean any aje but you calculate ready and 70 they can see can 7 o'clock
the last straw cry 2010 was almost a free BBA your friends and work and pay bro a floor me to say we in front of the me as you said that in India depending and the choir first one yes and then I mean the brother about Kokasa the brother Penny or Ghana Cecia or a business near the north or come about how first no businesses as more Ghana just more Nyama to say you say there are so many ways you can do the business without not being there.
Yep.
No, or come about LB and be a guy be or 42 units out control or say say Dubai or you or Ghana 42 or my
yep
systems in place or more apps near there in place put me as animal in it's nipa no ba no on the time so okoya na alarm na ma cleaners no a click no makwakoye no o sa tutum na bibia ekọ doors ni na your friends say punching doors just say no Kenya na wow business crowd so timi abro ni ho no crowd no timi control because cameras ni ade wo clinic nipa ba ho na se obi o share be the way nipa no crowd ni timi frɛ na muni nipa ka so ba na just say so many things on my ina ni ndia obenya ne ho niama ani aka de ho nye mistakes na ekoye ni bi no
exactly all right
ofa bi so
ejedo
me bo say Assemblies of God ni Pentecost was board
hey jai life by you jai life
yes
it's
yeah na over face na otu ayambia na say dey unim dia ogoye abe fo mu akuni ni mu be ka je mu nim dia mu goye dia ya na mu ma yam sisi yo
say family na no nim
I was family there just say
I said ene dia ya kan ye say wo ka se wo be ya wo no enye farming wo ka se wo enye farming no kra you can invest in a small machinery na wo for menu kan indeed wo betimi aka say wo be ye machines nketwa no then in the community of farmers no where be wo machine center wo workers are omode and say they go to the farmers, they do the shredding, they do the bush clearing and all that. Now you take back farmers now manure this honey man so fast one. Now what the and say you collect those things from them. Now we work processing.
Now me say do me juma me koye now they chain free.
What they tell me do? And now yeah, me ya pan say.
There be only you can.
opportunities in that woman. What I see, I break it out. Say, at least will be almost a baby. I would say, maybe
Yadu.
Me,
or driver.
yeah, can say, me cocoa family, the share me. I'm a papa, and so, yeah, yet what you say, yeah, shokra, yeah, new week.
What in Kazi?
I
I
finish.
Yeah,
forget.
say the
Sorry. Now me Bluetooth in connected. Inti on say, Coco ya ye can you a man for nim say even would nim kuruma. Obia or ye allergic to nkruma.
Coco kitchen.
Coco
Yeah,
nkitten
good.
no. What a tick coco nkitten na a young kuruma and a very nutritious. So then the next thing you say cocoa no ya bono. Cocoa powder no. Clean cocoa powder no. Ya tea. Uchicha cocoa ne cocoa powder no. Uchicha na wodi gu adie mu na wo noa. Wodi nsuo gu ho na wo noa. One of the best tea. Which means the yes syrup. Like it has so many things. O person will know BB, we BB cocoa flavored, any cocoa flavored idea. One person will be use beans, because the beans in here brown. A bit change color now. Who you pour the now, you get the same flavor and all
Wow.
that. The same cocoa pod now, no. What they shred that you see one hour yama, ultimate the multi cocoa because on the cocoa no change nutrients in free form. And or they be form a pod no. Indeed, what
Okay.
they say pod no sign kuguasia multi, you are returning the nutrients back to the same plant. And the control weeds. And your weed
Okay.
control. Indeed, would the gugu okase koko nketwa na eba no. What yam pod no kana okase what the be multi those places na. A whole lot. And son and one near the alata semina near there no. Okase what the ye your friend is saying local kawuni sa nneɛma na ɔmo ano dendenden no o hye ubenya
Yeah.
enso no
bunch.
wuyi enso no
And
firi
so
mu a
no.
wuyi enso na no wo hu no nso na ɛna ubenya saa wo sɔne enso no so a the clear water no ɛna ɔde besi so te sɛ deɛ ɛyɛ nkyene no te sɛ wakɔsa
Okay.
nsuo na
Oh,
wo
man, that
noa
dry. Okay.
amana dry no nti ɛbɛ dry a na abɛka abɛform that we no
So
abɛform sɛ nkyene no saa nkyene na wobɛnya afiri mu no ɛno no na wo nane a na wo heat oil na wo de fra a yɛde yɛ seminar no
Charles, yeah, also I had the grassy for now, but I will show you.
me na sɛ agya me tena kurase o nti agya kurase me kurase ni bɔ nti wotumi mfa kwaye me no wura kwaye ma mɛyera wo me no wura kwaye ma mɛyera because me we let nneɛma bi wɔ hɔ a ɛne no abɛyɛ te sɛ ɛyɛ na amanfoɔ ka sɛ bɛgyimi berɛ na me hu sɛ obi
Nah,
ka saa asɛm na ɛyɛ a na
Openi,
madwa
openi.
yes sir
Any,
that's
any,
a
any, any
ɔmmerɛ
deal,
no
ma.
aso ɔmmerɛ no aso
Ma yɛmfa nhyia no yɛntoa so na
yɛmfɔn
Oh,
obi
okay.
a mepakyɛ obi a pɛ sɛ o ne otoɔ wotie nkɔmmɔ no mede la ne to fa so ne bra yɛbɛtumi ahɔ so nipa 10 nti wotumi fa so ba a na wabɛtie adus nugget no sɛdeɛ mesika da bia mmɔmmɔde a because ɛgya do book no wo a wontɔ bie no ɛte sɛ sekan ɔne Mr. Ferris ɔmo se book no wo a wontɔ bie no woyɛ kwani na wontɔ bi a wo sekan no wonsia no yie nti mesrɛ mu ada mmɔmmɔde sɛ mobɛyɛ dɛ mobile to be na more use no yeah work it out said the be benya no physical book no nti misra mu and then no first time so subscribe na join the movement no ye de besia yame aduma ye beto aso dasende ti me de link na to momfa so na mo mra na yini nkomo